Hey folks, this is Matt once again, and this time coming at you with a review of the film Mimic, and the reason I have both of these, first off, this is the theatrical cut that I had for a good long while, which has some good reviews, ABC TV, CBS TV, New York Post, 2 thumbs up, way up, and there's the theatrical version. And I don't have Mimic 2 or 3, I want to get them one day. I have to mention Michael Keane is watching. I know you're a big fan of these movies because he got 2 of each copy. He got 2 of Mimic 1, 2 of Mimic 2, 2 of Mimic 3, or was it 3 copies of Mimic 3, or was it 2? Sorry. It was just a funny DVD update that he did that I'm like, damn, I would have taken them. But one day I'm going to get Mimic 2 and 3 because I want to check those out. But getting to the first one, I'm not sure which one to hold up. I guess I'll hold up this one because this is the one I watched recently, the director's cut. I think this was the second film that Guillermo del Toro had done. And the plot, basically you have, pretty much you might as well say she's a scientist. I forget her character's name. There's this disease going on in New York. I think it's called Strickland's disease. That is killing young children at a rapid rate. And in order to stop the problem, you have to stop where it's coming from. It's coming from cockroaches in the sewers. So they come up with a bug called the Judas breed that will mimic its prey and thus kill it. And so she lets it loose and supposedly stops the roaches and stops the disease, stops from little kids being killed. And it's years later, and Mira Sorvino, as a scientist, she's with her hubby, played by Jeremy Northam. And now strange things are happening, and people are disappearing. And basically, they find out that their experiment from years ago has evolved. And now they're much bigger, they're much larger, and they're going to mimic their next conquest, and that is man. And Mimic was a film that I remember seeing ever since then, way back when, and I never had a problem with this film. Like, I really thoroughly enjoy this film. I don't talk about Mimic that much because it's not like it comes up in conversation. Hey, you want to talk about Mimic? But I always enjoy this film. This is always one of my favorite Guillermo del Toro films. You know, there are times where I can't pick between this or Blade 2 as being my all-time favorite Guillermo del Toro. But I know it's either going to be Mimic or Blade 2. I mean, they're both up there. Very enjoyable films. And then it wasn't until a long time that I found out that Guillermo del Toro had kind of disowned the movie. And so he went back and did this director's cut, which this definitely has some features. It has a video prologue, as well as a very interesting audio commentary with the director, Guillermo del Toro. Very interesting commentary, as well as very honest. Little featurette called Reclaiming Mimic, talking about the creatures of Mimic. About 5 minutes from back in the day on shooting on Mimic. Gag reel, trailer, deleted scenes. Going to the film itself, I do enjoy the film. I know some people don't complain about the dated special effects. I mean, it's 1997, and to be honest, I don't think they're that bad because there's not that many special effects shots. I mean, nowadays they use like thousands of digital shots. Here, I think they said there was like 70, 75. But there's a good blend of puppetry, of animatronics that look very good, solid, that Rob Bottin had actually helped work on. I think what really helps is Guillermo del Toro's direction and definitely gives a great atmosphere. I mean, he works well in the sort of dark subways. Like, again, if you see Blade 2, you know that environment. He works very well in that. Now, I know people don't ask, have you seen his other stuff? I did see Chronos, and to be honest, I was not impressed with it. Yes, I did see Pan's Labyrinth, and to be honest, I know, I'm the only guy. I do not like Pan's Labyrinth. I'm sorry. I think Pan's Labyrinth is overhyped. I think it has some good makeup effects, but I don't care about Pan's Labyrinth. I saw it once. I was bored. I don't want to see it again. I'm sorry if you disagree. You're not alone. Everybody agrees with you. I'm the guy in the minority on that. I know. I did not like Pan's Labyrinth. I'm sorry. I'm not going to lie about it. And I like Hellboy 1 and 2. The Orphanage, which I think he had produced, didn't. I saw little bits and pieces, didn't care for it. I think he produced another one, Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. Wasn't he? Didn't he produce that one? And I heard, like Michael Keaton, I know he loved that movie. He loved that movie a lot. I just asked him how much he loved Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, which I know he produced, but still. I think he was going to do At the Mountains of Madness, or no, something else. I can't remember. I know someone's going to post it. Be my guess. But anyway, getting to the film, I just found it an entertaining creature feature flick. I'm a fan of creature features. I mean, I love Chud. I love Watchers 1 and 2. This Blue Monkey, which I wish that was on DVD, Blue Monkey. It's a B movie from the 80s, but never got a DVD format. But I wish I would like to own that one. Uh, Alligator. I mean, I guess, well, not really creature feature, I mean, but in a way it is. So I would put in that. Giant alligator, so why not? Leviathan. I mean, I'm a fan of creature features when done well. I thought that it had capable direction by Guillermo del Toro. Uh, Beautiful look to the film. It definitely has the, especially this film. One difference I can see between the two is this film really pushes in the colors. Like, this one is definitely much more the blue and the amber, and the director says that was on purpose. So, while the look in this film and scene seemed like, normal, here it really pushes the blue or the amber color, so it gives a nice atmosphere, little more atmospheric feel to it. The settings were nice. The cast really works. Mira Sorvino, Jeremy Northam, Josh Brolin in a small role, as well as F. Murray Abraham. Charles S. Dunn is great as a cop who goes down with them. Charles S. Dunn's a lot of fun in this flick. And it's weird reviewing this film because, what do you talk about? I mean, it's basically big cockroaches that will mimic its prey, and you have like the moment where Mira Sorvino's looking through the Polaroids and it bends it and realizes that he can put them together, kind of like those old Mad Magazine fold-ins. It reminds me, and it forms a face. I like that idea. I think that's a cool idea. Nice moments, like when she gets taken in the subway. Uh, this film has some ballsy moments. Like, you have these two kids who brought this bud that they found to Mira Sorvino. Later on, they're in the subway and they get killed. Both of them, like little kids, get killed mercilessly by the bug. I mean, you don't see like them getting their head torn off, but you get the idea that they were killed. And so, kind of ballsy way of doing it. Which I'm aware that, they gave this 2 thumbs up, but yet they were bitching about aliens. Oh, there's a child in danger. I'm like, they killed 2 kids in this film, but you guys didn't care. You gave it 2 thumbs up. But that's what you complain about in Aliens? It's always weird, how, Aliens I don't think got 2 thumbs up, but this one, not only up, way up, but I'm like, okay, they had a child in danger, but they killed kids. Hey, but I still really enjoy the film. And the film didn't do well, unfortunately. I think it cost around 30 and it made like 25 million. It didn't do well. Because I guess around this time, this was 1997. I think you had another movie called The Relic. That's another movie I like, The Relic. And I will say, another reason I really enjoy this film is I really like Mira Sorvino. And I will be honest, I really enjoy The Relic as well. I reviewed it. It's on my channel. one of the few things I don't like about The Relic is Penelope Ann Miller is not the greatest female lead. If Mira Sorvino played that lead in The Relic, I think I would like The Relic even more so. Like, I like The Relic a lot, but I put it from here to here if it was Mira Sorvino instead of Penelope Ann Miller. Just, I like Mira Sorvino a lot more. She's also good in a film called Replacement Killers, and Mira Sorvino, well, I know she was a big help with Guillermo del Toro when he was having problems behind the scenes with the studios. But I really like the cast. I mean, these guys here, everybody does a great job in the cast. The animatronic puppetry of the creatures are well done. I like the idea behind the film. The film is definitely beautiful to look at. Movement of the camera, even the opening where it fades in and out, like fades to black and then in and out from showing that the kids are being sick, and that way they had the hospital with all like these drapes over the kids' beds. Um, I really enjoy the ending. I enjoy the ending where they're trapped in the subway tunnel and like they're trapped like they're in a roach motel, and Charles Dunn gets hit in the leg, and um, they have to figure out how to get the hell out of there. And one thing leads to another. Yeah, Jeremy Northam finding all those the whole damn nest. And there's a thing on the trailer. I'm not sure if I can find the trailer. There's a bit in the trailer. If you see the trailer, if I can put it in front of here without being messed with copyright-wise. But if you look up the trailer, not the trailer to the Blu-ray director's cut, but the original theatrical trailer, there's a moment where Jeremy Northam says, "Survive this." And it looks like he drops the lighter. Where is that in the movie? I don't remember that in the movie. In either cut. It's just always weird when they put something in the trailer, like, where the hell is that scene? But, let's see, what was I going to say? I like the moment with Mira Sorvino versus, like, there's the main male insect. And I just enjoy the film. I found it an entertaining flick. I'm sort of being general so that people can check out the film, but as for the Blu-ray, the director's cut, and the differences, to be honest, I mean, I guess if I had to pick, I would go with the director's cut, but at the same time, I think it's a little bit overblown. Oh my, I don't seriously understand why some of these critics go, you know what, I really hated Mimic, but man, I saw the director's cut, and wow, I am totally a fan of it now. That's where I get the general gist of it. I'm like, did we see the same shit? Because I watched both versions of this film. There's not that much fucking differences. There isn't. Okay. Um, once in a great while, Guillermo del Toro changes rearranges scenes a little bit. The color, so it's more blue or more amber. Okay. Really, the only fixes are like he took out, like, throughout the commentary, he complains a lot about second unit doing a bad job in all the scenes. Well, I only see 2 scenes that were taken out. Well, maybe okay. I counted 4 scenes. There's 2 that were fate steers, which he took out. Which I'm like, okay, I'm not bothered them taking out. One was the scene where the girl assistant has her bicycle and she rides off, and she slips, and there's like a mimic there, and she thinks it's a person. Oh, I'm sorry, and she rides away. In this scene, the assistant never left. She's still there with Mira Sorvino, and she opens up the box, and something shakes. She closes it, and then it cuts to her opening the box like normal. The second thing is right before that. It's Mira Sorvino and the assistant girl. The assistant girl like takes a picture of herself and tells about her date. Well, that's not in there anymore. It's like It's a different scene. It's a much quicker scene. It really gets rid of most of the dialogue. It's just them coming to the elevator. The girl says like the tail end of the dialogue, and then gets right to the next scene. Another one is another fake scare scene. So like the second fake scare scene he took out was the two kids being in the sewer system. They see something move under a tarp, but then it's a bum. So Guillermo del Toro took that out. The fourth thing I noticed he took out and was near the ending when Jeremy Northam gets in and he is going to break open the pipes. The camera moves and cuts to like a close up of an egg opening. And that's cut out. I don't really know why, but what do I know? And then he put in some stuff, like he put in a little bit extended bit with Charles Dunn and Jeremy Northam. They walk in, and Charles Dunn is talking about how there used to be people here, but now they're gone. And they only add like a little bit where they on the wall they have like hobo speak, and they did drawings of what he called the mole men, the people who lived there. Like they did drawings on the wall. There's a bit in the opening where the guy who just killed at the beginning, they're looking around and they realize that the place that they're at used to be a sweatshop. And then they're talking to this Asian woman who says that there's these dark angels around. The third thing, probably the biggest thing, is that elements of Mira Sorvino's character being pregnant. Her doing the test, okay, that was in there, but Jeremy Northam finds out that the test was wrong and that it was actually a positive. And so then I guess you get the added incentive that she's pregnant. So you have that little bit of business there. And then one little bit of business is that you have a scene in the water treatment plant where they find something, they think it's a kid's body, but it's actually the body of a bug. And that's like all I know is the four scenes getting cut out, the two fate steers, one with the assistant on the bike and the bug, mimic imposter, the one with the boys in the subway, and the fate steer of what's under the tarp. It's a guy, it's a bum. The girl explained her day being cut short, and the opening was this age set near the ending. And then put in the stuff for the pregnancy, which is weird because when they did Chud, they did the same thing. They took out any elements of a woman being pregnant. So they must have a habit of not liking pregnant women in peril. We can kill kids, but as long... Maybe they had a problem with that too, and Guillermo del Toro had to fight that too. And there's really not that much difference. I mean, I'm not mad that I bought it because, the two fate steers didn't need to be in there. That's fine. And the color looks better. I will say the color is better than in this one. The color is more appropriate. Like the dark is like how it should be dark. Hiding like half a person's face in total darkness, while here there'd be more light on them. Okay. I can deal with that. It has some good features. But it's not that big of a fucking difference is what I'm getting at. It's not that big of a fucking difference. I do like the commentary because even though like he says he can now be proud of this version of the film, I guess, and he does it in a cool way because he seems like a very cool, nice guy, a funny guy. Even though I disagree with him and stuff, he does say a lot of cool things like, he learned a lot of stuff from this, that if really at the end of the day, if there's anything, I'm not going to point my fingers, I'm going to blame myself because I was the director, I could have quit, could have done this and that. And then he also says that maybe this, who knows? Who's to say that if I had my way and I did everything that I wanted, who's to say we would have had the best version of the film? The way he said it, I like that. I'm like, that's true. I guess I kind of have mixed feelings on it though. Like, not on Guillermo del Toro because he seems like a very nice guy. And the thing is, the producers did fuck with this guy a lot, Guillermo del Toro a lot, because of stupid stuff like you learn. Like, okay, this didn't bother me, but he wanted the to be more like beetle scarabs or beetles, the creatures, and it's had maybe some would take place in Central Park, and mainly he wanted these to be more like beetles and scarabs, and that they have more of the dark, completely black shell. But they wanted cockroaches, and Guillermo del Toro says, "I don't want to do cockroaches. Just people will just automatically think, oh great, we're making a big giant cockroach movie, and they won't take it seriously." Which, on one hand, I'm like, who cares if it's a giant beetle or a giant cockroach? It's a giant bug movie. But then there's like, at the same time, if it's not that big of a deal, then why should the studio butt in and be like, we need cockroaches? You know, just let the man direct what he wants. But it didn't bother me that it was giant roaches. I can understand him going with the Toro being like, well, why can't I just do what I want with beetles? But the producers wanted more explanation on the creatures. Uh, they wanted Guillermo del Toro to change the design all the time, to be more like aliens, to like show more teeth and to have more crazy hair. And Guillermo del Toro had to explain, you do know bugs, you do know that bugs don't have teeth or hair, right? So basically, Guillermo del Toro are dealing with the Weinsteins who are fucking idiots. Idiots. And all the producers, I should say, were idiots. Show them more teeth. Give them more crazy hair. They don't have teeth or hair. Have you never seen a bug? Another thing with Guillermo del Toro, for Jeremy Northam, he originally wanted to play. He wanted Andre Braugher. Now, if you don't know Andre Braugher, granted, yes, he happens to be an African American actor, but Andre Braugher, you've seen him in a bunch of stuff. Which why is my mind going fucking empty now? Andre Braugher, you've seen him in a bunch of stuff, and yet my mind fucking, God, man, that's just fucking, yeah. Oh, of course, that was the TV show Homicide: Life on the Street. He was on that TV show a lot, but he's been on Primal Fear. He was in Striking Distance. He was in City of Angels, Frequency, Poseidon, Fantastic Four 2. He was in that movie Salt. If I show a picture of Andre Braugher, I think people... Because, great, he's not like a big name actor, but he is a good actor. And I wanted to get a good picture of him because you'll know who I'm talking about once you see this picture. Find a good picture of him. Yeah, that's from... This is a picture from Fantastic Four 2. See, that's Andre Braugher. I want to make sure I get... Okay. That's Andre Braugher right there. That's the character from Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer. Definitely a talented actor. Would have been interesting to see him. Because he's like, I wanted, to be the, why couldn't a black guy be a lead in a movie and be the hero? That was sort of his question. And he liked Andre Braugher because he was a good actor. And the producers, this is what they said. America wouldn't handle a mixed race couple. So the producers are... Why? What is it with producers being racist fucks? First, Joel Silver saying, "Oh, we can't have a white guy. We need an ethnic guy of some sort. Okay, we'll do Asian." And then these guys say, "You can't believe a mixed race couple." Fuck you, man. And I know Guillermo del Toro was just shocked by this. Like, what? I don't blame Guillermo del Toro with the fights he had to do. He had to fight with the producers so that Jeremy Northam's character could wear glasses. Like, that's a big fucking deal. And in fact, there was a point where he wanted to, if he couldn't get Andre Braugher, he wanted John Turturro, but he couldn't get him either. So they got him Jeremy Northam. Because I think he had done that film Emma or something like that, which was a big film at the time. And just all the weird, stupid ass stuff that Guillermo del Toro had to go through makes you feel sorry for the guy. But the other thing is that some of the stuff he mentioned, like he wanted maybe more of a religious angle to the movie. Some about how that these were maybe dark angels, or that maybe God would be choosing them to give a chance over us. But there'd be more to that too. Or like the original ending would be like at the beginning he said he wanted no gunshots, no explosions, no major action in the movie. That the ending it would be Mira Sorvino coming out by herself and she's trying to stop people, kind of like the original Body Snatchers when McCarthy is going, "You're next," but instead she's trying to stop people and they're giving her like a coin, like she's a beggar, and then she would notice that a lot of people on the platform are mimics, so it's a much darker ending. Uh, so I mean that kind of stuff, which I guess he wanted, I wasn't a fan of. Also, like when Mira Sorvino, the male bug is going after the kid, and she has this moment like, "Get away from him." Well, Guillermo del Toro calls that a Ripley line, and he doesn't like that. Which I'm like, why? It's nice that she's like, "Get away from him." But he's like, "Yeah, it makes me cringe. I'm sure it makes you cringe." No, it doesn't make me cringe. I mean, that's the thing. I never had a problem with Mimic. That's why I never really understood Guillermo del Toro's like, "Oh, I need to do a director's cut," because I had no problems with Mimic. I liked Mimic. That was kind of the thing. But I understand that Guillermo del Toro had a lot of problems with the producers giving him shit to do this, to do that. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I could say, this film does not fuck up this film. It doesn't fuck it up. What it adds is fine. Doesn't hurt the film, doesn't slow the film. Because it's not that much added. And it took up some fake scares that, were not really scary. So, well, I say like two fake scares. But I mean, it's worth it if you find it cheap. I mean, the color scheme is much better, so you can tell they really fixed the color, so much more blue or amber color. Uh, the stuff added, it's not much of a difference. If you haven't seen the theatrical cut in a long time, you're really not going to notice much of a difference, other than maybe the color. So again, the people, I'm sorry, I know I'm being rude, but the people who get paid and write these reviews saying, "Man, I hated this, but after seeing this, I'm totally for it," you're full of shit. There's no big fucking difference. I saw both versions at the same time because I queued both of them up to see the differences. I had one on my computer and one on my TV. There wasn't that much differences than what I said. And to be honest, the biggest difference was the color, scheme. But I know Guillermo del Toro had one idea for the film, and I know like John Sayles and Steven Soderbergh were hired to help write the script as well, which was interesting. But you know, a part of me honestly thinks that if Guillermo del Toro had gotten to make the movie he wanted from the very beginning, then I probably would not have liked the film as much. I gotta be honest. Having a downer ending and, being almost sounded like it was going to be more of a pretentious film. This is my honest opinion. Kind of like Pan's Labyrinth, which I don't like Pan's Labyrinth. I like this film. I go to see a film like Mimic. I want to see a monster movie. I want to see a creature feature. I don't want lessons on the fucking human condition sometimes. If I'm seeing a big bug movie, I want to see a big bug movie. So the explosions and Charles is done shooting with his gun. Sometimes that's fun. What's wrong with that? But um, either way, this is not a bad director's cut because it really didn't take anything away from the theatrical except like 2 fake scares that didn't work. And it's interesting features. It's definitely an interesting backstory. Definitely an interesting commentary because Guillermo del Toro at the end of the day seems like a very nice guy. So there's a lot of interesting things. Even though I disagree with him, I don't think Mimich is an imperfect child, as he calls it. I mean, he's I guess he's kind of. I say kind of. He says he's proud of this film, but sometimes the way he talks seems like he's just kind of. I think this is a good child. I think this is a good movie. I don't think it's imperfect at all. I think if he made the movie he intentionally wanted, it would have been imperfect. This is probably where I'm alone, where most of the general critics are like, man, if Guillermo del Toro, if they let him make his movie, then it would have been perfect. And in my honestly, no. Because once again, I had no problems with this version. I don't know what the fuck people hated about this fucking thing. I didn't mean to put the fuck in there, but this is a solid creature feature film. It is. I mean, either version is fine, is what I'm getting at. But if you don't have it, might as well get this one because the color looks better and you have special features. And anything taken out or put in does not really hurt the film at all. It's nothing major. So, still a really good film. Still a highly enjoyable creature feature flick. So, but again, the big director's cut thing is not that much of a difference. I'm sorry. I watched both versions at the same time. I kept both of them in my line of sight. And, I didn't notice that much of a difference. But at the end of the day, maybe that's a good thing. Because, that way it didn't get turned into a shit. Like, Rambo, for the director's cut, got turned into a shitty film, in my opinion. The director's cut of Rambo 4 is horrible. They took out gore. They took out scenes that were good. They took out, my friend Efri called it, it's almost as if they try to make a PG-13 version of the film, other than the ending. Like, if you didn't have the ending, that they were going to try to make a PG-13 version of the film, because they took cursing out, they took gore out, they tried to be more pretentious, in my opinion. But anyway, I enjoy this film. I always had a fun with this film. And, I didn't know it was that hated. That was surprising. Anyone out there who have seen this film enjoy it, did you know this film was that hated? I didn't, but it was interesting to learn. But I enjoy the film. And one day I want to get Mimic 2 and 3 from my collection. I'll try to find it online. But anyway, thanks for watching this long review. Take care, and we'll see you later. Ciao.